Okay. So tell us a little bit about who you are, what you do, and where you do it.
Hello, everyone. My name is Dr. Thomas Witherspoon. I am the Chief Diversity Officer at the University of Tampa. And that's who I am, but really who I am is a lover of education, a lover of reform, a person that truly cares about the student experience and about people being able to find belonging within their academic experience. So that's really who I am. And the last thing I'll say is I'm a first generation college graduate. And it's been a really exciting achievement. And it's continuously pushed me through my educational journey.
Great, thanks, Thomas. So tell us a little bit about your experience in the program. So you graduated in 2016, and so that was a few years ago. What was it like?
Yeah, I really enjoyed the program. I think there are a few things that I was nervous about upon entering the program that the program automatically kind of soothed for me. The process of coming together as a cohort in August before we started was actually eased kind of my fear of what it meant to start a doctoral journey. And so for me, it was really about the fear of what it means to kind of start this journey and then to complete this journey. And I believe that the program helped because they thought about what it would mean for us to enter this program at this point in our journey, what it meant for us to be working professionals, and what it meant for us to actually spend time together as a cohort and then take it back and to operationalize it day in and day out. And so I believe my experience in the program was phenomenal because I was studying and working with leaders who were doing education actively. And at the same time, we were able to come together as cohort members, both in person as well as online, to be able to spend time grappling with real world issues. And so I got a really close network, a really strong friend group, and then also people who could push my thinking. And so honestly, like that's the joy of this type of program because I got to get to know my cohort really well. I had faculty and administrators who were thinking proactively about what could help to make this experience better for us and what challenges we might have, and they got ahead of them. They removed the barriers for us. And so I think like that for me is what stands out right now.
Great, thanks. So what would you describe as the strengths of the program?
Yeah, I think the strengths of the program lies in the cohort development. And so I think they're really intentional. You all are really intentional about who you bring together, ensuring that you have people that represent a variety of disciplines and experiences so that we can intentionally learn from one another. I think that is it. I like the sequencing of the courses because I got to kind of explore higher ed, explore leadership. I got to dig into like law and budget and strategic planning, all in ways that I'd been doing, but I don't think I had the true like theoretical pieces, and then being able to lay it over what was actually happening. So it brought a lot of pieces together for me. And I also think that the faculty, I got to work with some really amazing faculty members who cared about us. And so it wasn't about when we were together or when we were online. I could pick up the phone and say, hey, I'm struggling with this and I'm working on this part of, or this question, can you help me? And it was always yes. And so I think the people matter as well.
Great, thanks. And then finally, tell us a little bit about how you're different after completing the program. It's been 6 years now since you finished. So how are you different and how that program helped you get to where you are?
Yeah, that's a really kind of interesting question for me. I think I'm different in a lot of ways. I think I'm different because I am aware of, as an individual, my perspective, my experience, my ideas and identity are only part of the equation. And our cohort model and our working with our strong faculty allowed us to kind of pause, reflect, and think. One of the tools that I took from one of our earlier classes was like this questioning process that we learned. And so now I take that into everything that I do. So I'm thinking about like, what is out there in the world? What are the questions that I have about it? What are possible solutions that could come together? And then who are being left out of the conversation as a part of that process? So I bring that into every major issue, problem, struggle, situation. And it allows me to do deep research early and be more knowledgeable when stepping into situations. So it actually taught me to kind of slow down and pause. I think the dissertation process pushed me to be a little bit more kind of persistent and diligent and organized. And I think that was really important. And that has allowed me to kind of move really quickly and advance quickly in my career because people see the organization. Because in our program, we had to own our process, but we had people kind of supporting us throughout the way. And so I have now take those organization skills into the way I approach my work, and people see. Also, the other thing that I'll say before I kind of stop is the show, don't tell. And I think that that is really what organizations, institutions are looking for from their leaders. They want you to show, don't tell the story. The story is important and the narrative does matter, but also being able to back it up with facts and data and real research that kind of bring your story forward in a full way. I'll pause there.
Yeah, thanks so much, Thomas. Anything else you want to add?
I guess the last thing that I will say is that there's a very special thing that happens when your cohort comes together. I believe the hybrid model allowed us to not have to stop our careers, but it allowed us to have the educational experience where we were on the ground learning and in community without having to give up kind of what our day-to-day responsibilities were. But when we got together, we were able to focus specifically on the classes at hand, what we needed as peers. And that for me was transformative. And I don't think I would have made it through my journey. I don't think I would be where I am without that. It allowed me to actually create the focus in my career. And it shifted because when I entered the program, I was in enrollment management and I was doing recruitment and work around strategic development, enrollment management. And then part of my work was diversity, equity, and inclusion. But this program provided clarity. The people in the program helped me to think through what I truly cared about and what my passion and purpose, where it lies. And so I would say, take advantage of your time with your cohort. And these are people who are going to be with you forever. I still talk to members of my cohort now.
Great. Thanks so much for your time, Thomas.
Thank you.